back to Robin Miller Cooks. I have a super fun and delicious and easy summer dessert. Takes advantage of some of the great produce we have now. Beautiful peaches are at the market. These enormous, gorgeous blueberries are there. But this is a dish that you're gonna fall in love with, and then you can make it year-round with whatever fruit looks really great at the grocery store. So it's my braided fruit tart that everyone's gonna love, and I can't wait to show you how to make it. The first thing we're gonna do is peel the peaches, and you can certainly do this with a really sharp paring knife, but I have a super fun little trick to show you how to get the skin off with ease. You're gonna love this trick. Bring a large pot of water to a boil, and then simply drop the peaches in. I'm gonna use 4 or 5 today. And then you're gonna count to 30, and after 30 seconds, we're gonna take those peaches out. 1, 2, 3, 27, 28, 29, 30. So now I'm going to take the peaches out, and I'm going to plunge them into an ice water bath. There's my ice water bath. So here are the peaches in the ice water bath. Just a couple of seconds, it stops the cooking. And watch this. You just grab the peach, pinch the skin, and look how it peels right off. That way you don't have any groove marks from a paring knife. And look at that. Wasn't that a great trick? All right, I'm gonna do the rest of these. Okay, I have 4 finished, and look at this one. This one was stubborn, and I'll tell you why. This is a super firm peach, and this boiling in water trick method for getting the skin off a peach only works with those that are a little bit ripe. So they will gently yield to the pressure of your fingers, and this one was still a little bit firm. No big deal, I got the skin off anyway, but make sure when you're shopping you try to get them ripe, and then the skin will come right off. Now I'm gonna show you how to make the filling for the tart. So the first thing we're gonna do is slice these peaches into thin slices, and be careful because the peaches are slippery at this point, but this is what we wanna do. We wanna get nice, pretty slices away from the pit so that we can fan them out on our puff pastry. Just like that, and we'll fan them out. So I'll keep going and get them all sliced. The peaches are all beautifully sliced, and I transferred them to a bowl so I can add a few ingredients. First thing I'm gonna add is a couple tablespoons of confectioner sugar, powdered sugar. And the reason why I like that, yes, I know peaches are sweet, but the confectioner sugar has cornstarch in it, so that's gonna help thicken the inside of the tart as it cooks. It'll act as a thickener. So we have a nice little sauce that'll happen too. And then I'm going to add some freshly grated lemon zest and some juice. And when you're doing that, you want to make sure that you zest the lemon first. It makes it much easier to squeeze the juice out. It's really hard to zest a lemon that's already been sliced in half. I mean, you can do it if you forget, but it's better not to. So I did about a half a teaspoon. And then I'm gonna roll the lemon a little bit to get the juices flowing. You can also pop this in the microwave for 10 to 15 seconds, and that'll also loosen up all the juices inside the lemon. This one has a lot of seeds, so I'm gonna squeeze it facing me, cut side up, I should say, so that the seeds don't go in. And this one's pretty juicy, got a lot of juice out of it. So I'll probably, oops, seed fell in. I'll find it later. So then this is about 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. So that also kind of balances out the sugar that we added. Another seed went in. Okay, now I'm gonna just give this a quick toss. I'll look for those seeds as I build this beautiful braided tart. Okay, fully coated. Now let's start assembling the tart. On my cutting board, I have a sheet of thawed frozen puff pastry that you can find in every grocery store. So they come folded in thirds. So I'm gonna unfold it. It's on a lightly floured surface so it won't stick. And I just wanna give it a quick roll to make it a little bit wider. And you're gonna see why, because the wider puff pastry is gonna help me make those braids. And we'll go this direction too. So we have a nice, big, fun, pretty tart. Okay, now I'm going to move this over to my parchment lined baking sheet. So I've got a piece of parchment paper on my baking sheet, and I'm going to move the puff pastry right onto it, making sure it doesn't stick. And you want the edges to hang over. Well, not that you want them to, but don't worry about them hanging over because they're going to be folded back over on top of the tart. So we're gonna get that nice and spread out. Now we can start putting our peaches right down the middle. And remember I said I wanted to fan them. So you take the slices and you go down the middle this way, and then we're gonna start going down the middle this way. Okay, I'm putting the last 3 slices down, so it worked out to be 3 rows of fanned peaches with the 5 peaches I used. And they were kind of small, you saw. So if you have big, beautiful New Jersey peaches, you probably only need 4. And look at this. All the lemon seeds that tried to get into the tart are in the bottom of my bowl. They don't make it into the tart. So now, wipe my hands a little bit here, and you can see that it's such a pretty presentation, which is why I waited to add the blueberries until this moment, because I want them to kind of fill in the gaps. This one has a little stem. Let's get rid of that. And this way you can place them and make it really pretty. You can place them wherever you want. I think that's about enough. What do you think? Does that say summer or what? Peaches and blueberries? Okay, this is the super fun part. I'm gonna grab my scissors. And what you're gonna do with your cooking scissors, don't use your kids' scissors from their backpacks from school. Who knows where those have been. So now we're gonna cut strips of the puff pastry about, I would say, 1 inch thick all the way down. And you'll see where I'm going with this in a minute. All right, my little flaps are cut. Here's the super fun part where we make what looks like a braid. Though it's not really a braid, it sure looks like one when it bakes up. You just bring up the pieces and cross them on top of the fruit, letting the fruit peek out. Can you see that? I'll keep going, you'll see. I moved the camera up higher so you could get a better view, so you could really see what I'm doing, although that's really not complicated. We're just taking each side, each slice. I'm beginning to look like a mummy, right? Well, I'm not, it is. So we're gonna keep crossing, and you'll see as this bakes up, the puff pastry creates its own little braid. So here we have our little mummy. Looks like a mummy, but the fruit will peek through and pop out as it bakes. So what I wanna do now, I wanna give it a quick brushing of a little beaten egg. This kind of glues it together, but it also creates a nice shiny top. All right, that's beautifully coated all the way down to the ends. And what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go in here and make little openings so you can see peaches and blueberries. Make this your own rustic, fun thing. However you wanna do it. If you wanna keep it hidden and make it a surprise, that's fine. I'd like to see a little bit of blueberry and peach poke out from inside the braids. It looks kind of silly now, but you'll see when it bakes up. I'm gonna pinch these edges together. Now for the final thing, I like to add a little bit of sweetness on top and a little bit of crunch. So this is turbinado sugar, raw cane sugar. It's got little hints of molasses because it's actually brown sugar, but it also adds this wonderful crunch and kind of shiny top. This beautiful top, like a glitter. That's what I mean. I mean glitter. All right, I think that's beautiful. So it's going in the oven at 400 degrees. I'm gonna check it after 15 minutes. I'll be back. And here we are after 15 minutes. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm so glad I opened it up a little bit so that you could see the peaches and the blueberries in there, and the blueberries are so beautifully tender. This is one fabulous dessert for summer. Wasn't that easy and fun and so pretty to look at? And it celebrates the season with the fresh peaches and the fresh blueberries. But think about this, you can make this year round. You can make it with fall apples and pears and sprinkle in some dried or fresh cranberries or raisins. The possibilities are endless, handful of ingredients, and you can wow the whole crowd. I really enjoyed spending time with you. Subscribe, stay tuned. Come on back soon, and I'll see you next time.